Let's get started now. இப்போ எல்லா questions-உம் one by one let's see now. Okay? Now look at the first one, that is define and explain the significance of the followings. Under this, subdivision 1 is color, next one taste and odor, and the next one pH. இதில் இப்போ கலர்னா first வந்து you have to define color. After that அதோட significance one by one points எழுதணும். Okay? In the same way taste and odor க்கும் pH க்கும் எழுதணும். Then the second one, explain the significance of TDS, COD and BOD. இது வந்து ரொம்ப important question. இந்த 3 subdivisionsல ஒரு questionஐ கண்டிப்பா எக்ஸாம்க்கு expect பண்ணலாம். Okay? Total dissolved solids or COD or BOD. Okay? Third one, what is meant by sterilization of water? What are the chemicals that are normally used for this purpose? Explain breakpoint chlorination. So, இதில் நீங்கள் என்னெல்லாம் எழுதணும்னா sterilization of waterனா என்னது? You have to write the definition of that. Then, எந்த chemicals எல்லாம் water sterilize பண்ணுற processல யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. And then you have to explain breakpoint chlorination. For breakpoint chlorination, you have to draw the diagram also. Okay? Next one, explain how sterilization of water carried out using chlorine and give the mechanism. Water, sterilization of water வந்து chlorine use பண்ணி எப்படி பண்ணுவாங்க and then அதோட mechanism எழுதணும். Okay? Fifth question, explain with a neat sketch the various steps in the treatment of water for municipal supply. இங்க வந்து municipal water treatment. அது வந்து you have to write it with diagram. Next one, what is desalination? With a neat diagram, describe the reverse osmosis method for the desalination of brackish water. So இதில் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல desalination என்னதுன்னு எழுதணும். Then you have to draw a diagram and then you have to describe the process of reverse osmosis. இந்த reverse osmosis எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க? It is used for desalination of brackish water, right? ஆமாம். ஸோ இது வந்து reverse osmosis process-ஐ நீட்டாக எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிவிட்டு அதோட டயக்ராமும் ட்ரா பண்ணணும். Seventh question, what is desalination? Explain any one method of desalination. ஸோ இதுவும் சேம் தான். desalination-னா என்னது? ஸோ you have to define desalination. Then you have to explain any one method of desalination. Any one method na that is nothing but reverse osmosis. Okay? So desalination na என்னதுன்னு எழுதிட்டு reverse osmosis explain பண்ணிட்டு you can draw the diagram also. Now look at the eighth one. What is reverse osmosis? How will you purify the seawater by reverse osmosis and then mention its advantages? சேம் கொஸ்டின் தான். ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல வந்து ரிவர்ஸ் ஆஸ்மோசிஸ்னா என்னது, தென் how will you purify the sea water by reverse osmosis and then you have to write the advantages also. Okay? Ninth one, what is meant by reverse osmosis? Explain the purification of water by reverse osmosis. So இதுவும் சேம் தான், அதே ஆன்சர் தான் வரும். Okay? Then 10th one, describe the reverse osmosis method for desalination of water. எல்லாமே reverse osmosis தான். 11th one, define the term desalination with a neat diagram. Describe desalination by reverse osmosis method. So இதில் வந்து from question number 6 to question number 11 எல்லாமே desalination தான். Okay? So the same, almost same answer will be coming for all these questions. Question number 8ல வந்து you have to write the advantages also. Okay? Yeah. Now question number 12. What are boiler troubles? How are they caused? And suggest the steps to minimize the boiler troubles. 13th one, அதுவும் boiler troubles தான். Okay? So, அது question என்னன்னா, what are boiler troubles? How are they caused? How they are minimized by colloidal conditioning, phosphate conditioning and calgon conditioning. Each different kinds explain பண்ணணும். Okay? Different ways you have to explain. Then 14th one, discuss the disadvantages of using hard water in boilers. 15th one, what are scales and sludges? Describe the advantages of scale and sludge formation. Firstல வந்து you have to differentiate. That is what are scales and sludges. ரெண்டுக்கு difference எழுதிட்டு then you have to describe their disadvantages. Okay? Of scale and sludge formation. 16th one, what is caustic embrittlement? How can it be prevented? 17th one, discuss the causes and prevention of priming and foaming. 18th one, what are the problems one would face when hard water is used in boiler industries? Hard water வந்து boiler industries யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது என்னெல்லாம் problems face பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு you have to write. Okay. The 19th one, explain the following boiler troubles suggesting the remedial methods. First one is sludge and scale formation and the next one is caustic embrittlement. 20, how will you protect boiler from corrosion? Boiler corrosion varama eppadi we can protect it. Okay. Then 21, describe demineralization process of water softening. Explain the reactions involved. Demineralization process of water softening explain panano. Okay. This is an important question. 22, how is the exhausted resin regenerated in an ion exchanger? What are the merits and demerits of ion exchange method? இது வந்து important, very important question. Okay, ion exchange method. 23, with a neat diagram, describe the ionization process of water softening. 24, explain how demineralization of water is done in water technology. 25, explain the softening of water by deionization process. எல்லாமே deionization process தான், அதுவும் ரொம்ப important. Okay. Then 26, explain the demineralization of water by ion exchange process. How are exhausted cation and anion exchange resins regenerated? இது வந்து ion exchange process எழுதிட்டு then you have to write the reason how they are regenerated. Okay, cation and anion exchange resins, how are they regenerated? 27, how is the softening of water carried out using the zeolite process? Zeolite process is a very important question. Okay, the ion exchange process then zeolite process ரொம்ப important. Okay. 28, describe the principle and procedure involved in the zeolite process for water treatment. 29, what are ion exchange resins? How are they useful in removing hard water? 30, how is internal treatment of boiler water carried out using phosphate and calgon? 31, explain the phosphate conditioning. இதில் வந்து phosphate conditioning மட்டும் explain பண்ணா போதும். 32, give an account of internal treatment of boiler water. ரொம்ப important one. Okay, internal treatment. Then 33, describe briefly the various methods of internal conditioning of boiler feed water. 34, what is calgon? Why is calgon conditioning better than phosphate conditioning? 35, explain the boiler troubles, scales and caustic embrittlement in detail. இதில் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல you have to explain about boiler troubles. அதுக்கப்புறமா you have to write and explain about scales and caustic embrittlement. Okay. Then 36, how is water softened by ion exchange method? Explain in detail with a neat diagram. இது வந்து you have to describe about ion exchange method and then you have to draw a neat diagram. 37, what are zeolites? How do they function in removing the hardness of water? 38, what is meant by internal conditioning of water? 39, what are the factors which causes boiler corrosion? How it can be minimized? Firstly, factors, எந்த factors எல்லாம் boiler corrosion cause பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு you have to list it and then you have to write the different ways that can be followed to minimize it. Then 40, with necessary diagram, describe the reverse osmosis method for the desalination of brackish water. இது வந்து desalination of brackish water, that is nothing but the process is termed as reverse osmosis. அதை வந்து explain பண்ணணும். This is, all these are repeated questions. Okay, அப்படின்னா same question இவ்வளோ waysல they can be asking you. Then 41, write a note on caustic embrittlement and calgon conditioning. இதெல்லாமே repeated questions தான். Then 42, describe the principle and procedure involved in the zeolite process. So இதுவும் என்னன்னா nothing but zeolite process. 43 is nothing but reverse osmosis. Then 44, what are sludge and scales in boilers? Sludge and scale எழுதிட்டு you have to write the method used to prevent it. Okay. Then 45, zeolites with diagram. Then 46, internal conditioning of water. Then 47, ion exchange process. 48, write a brief note on priming and foaming. 49, how can the boiler feed water be purified by Calgon and phosphate conditioning? Then 50, zeolite process. You have to explain zeolite process for water treatment. Then 51, describe the demineralization process of water softening and write down the reactions involved. Here you have to explain the demineralization process. And the last one, 52, that's nothing but explain with neat diagram the desalination of brackish water of reverse osmosis method. Nothing but reverse osmosis method with diagram. Okay.